We were just telling you about...
oh, your phone's ringing.
We were telling you about silly Barbara Boxer. Barbara Botoxer. Have you seen her look at that face?
Well, she's 70 what?
I don't know.
She's in her mid-70s, I think.
But she has really had a lot of surgery done, or Botox or something. That's scary. Even on Halloween, that'd be scary. So we've got bad tornado in Oklahoma. 24 people died. But she claims it's because of climate change, and she's acting like it's the worst tornado in history. And we just went through the top 10 list of worst tornadoes by deaths, all of them many times worse in death toll than the one in Moore, Oklahoma. And most of them, 9 out of 10, are from 1950s back to the 1830s. And in the 1830s, who knows how strong these tornadoes were because nobody measured them then. I don't think anybody ever had a tornado.
I don't think we had that scale, no.
No, I don't even remember as a kid hearing about a tornado scale this precise. So you're dealing with a planet 4.5 billion years old. We have a few decades of tornado research. We've got far deadlier tornadoes in the last 150 years, really close to 200 years, when the population was a tiny fraction of what it is now. So what the hell is she talking about, climate change? She just has no intelligence, period. Nothing. Empty husk.
Well, I think the last time she ran, you looked up her legislative record, and apparently the only thing she pushes is the climate change crap. And what, she got a post office named after somebody?
Yeah, exactly.
So this is it. This is what she's all about. Let's now listen to her speaking on the Senate floor about climate change and the tornado in Oklahoma.
I have come to the floor now 3 or 4 times to keep raising these different issues. Tonight I'm talking about national security, but we also saw just terrible tornadoes in Oklahoma. Horrible. And I send my condolences to the people who lost loved ones. This is climate change. This is climate change. We were warned about extreme weather. Extreme weather. Not just hot weather, but extreme weather. And when I had my hearings, when I had the gavel years ago, it's been a while, the scientists all agreed what we'd start to see is extreme weather. And people looked at one another and just said, what do you mean? You mean it's going to get hot? Yeah, it's going to get hot. But you're also going to have snow in the summer in some places. You're going to have terrible storms. You're going to have tornadoes and all the rest. So we need to protect our people. That's our number one obligation. And we have to deal with this threat that is upon us and is going to get worse and worse through the years. So I certainly hope, and I pray over it, that people will wake up to this.
You should have prayed yesterday morning.
You know,
before the tornado hit and killed 24 people. And praying the day after isn't going to help very much.
The problem with the carbon tax, too, is that people still need their cars to do whatever they have to do.
It's never going to change.
They may drive a tad less, but they'll just have to pay it. Meanwhile, politicians just want to get their hands on more money.
So let's see. Barbara, again, top 10 tornadoes, 1925. 1840, 1896, 1936, 1936, 1947, 2011, 1908, 1899, 1953. 9 out of the 10, well before the huge run-up in carbon dioxide and all that nonsense. I mean, why doesn't a single person on the planet stop her and say, you have no idea what you're talking about. You are completely wrong, factually wrong. There is no data or information on tornadoes other than the last few decades. None. Okay? We have death tolls that, for goodness sakes, the country as inhabited is what, 237 years old? How do we know what was going on before Europeans settled here? We don't know. There's no records. We don't know what was going on in the 1200s, the 1300s, the 800s, 2000 BC, 8000 BC. How the hell does anybody know any of this? They don't. There was no recording of weather. There's no evidence. We don't have the slightest idea. What the hell is she talking about? And the Earth hasn't warmed in 15 years. Global warming stopped in 1998, and there's a whole other story out this week that scientists admit, I guess it did stop warming.
And it's not warming as fast as they thought it was going to warm when they did their projections in the 90s.
They made their projections by feeding expectations into a computer. It was the scientists' expectations. It wasn't hard data. It was what they thought was going to happen. And then the computer, whatever you put into a computer, that's what you'll get out. So they put in a scenario for higher temperatures. They got a projection of higher temperatures. That doesn't mean there's going to be higher temperatures.
All right, now we move from one Rhodes Scholar to another, from Barbara Boxer to Tony Villar. And apparently KFI News reporter Joe Kwan spoke to Tony Villar today as he went to vote for mayor. Let's start with clip number 4, Clay.
To all the, to all the folks who thought I was going to run for governor. I mean, it's so funny. Everybody said I was running for governor, and what they didn't look was my calendar. I never went up to San Francisco. I wasn't never running for governor. I mean, you're not gonna let them. We're in a business where you want people to talk about you, so you're going to be relevant. But I was never running for governor. I was never going to.
The first impression I have quickly, he's on something.
Yeah.
Because he's talking way too fast, and I think he meant Sacramento. What would San Francisco have to do with running for governor? Did he mean Sacramento, meaning he would go up there to try to, begin the process of meeting other legislators?
I don't know, but he spent money on polling.
He's like hyper and weird.
Yeah,
here.
no, he sounds like he's coming off something.
This is early this morning, though.
Bath salts.
I think that bath salt thing is over, isn't it? That seemed to have toned down from last year.
He might have had something left over in his bedroom drawer and just...
And I guess it's just off the cuff. I don't know if Joe Kwan asked a question here.
He's making all kinds of squeaky sounds, too.
Well, let's continue. It's not done, this statement.
I was never running for governor. I was never going to leave this job. And the same with, transportation secretary. Yeah, we talked about it. But I was saying, not if it meant I had to leave before July 1st. I want to finish this job. And that's what I'm going to do. And, they'll get elected today, but they both know we're not in a consultation period. There's one mayor, and I'll make the decisions till July 1st. And then there's the next mayor. And they'll make the decisions without consulting moi as well. So, I want to be all the way in this job until the very end. So the thing I appreciate the most are the people. They've been, this is just such a...
He sounds like he's drunk.
Hey, here we go. What?
I tell people...
Oh, wait. Oh, stop.
That
back
was a
that
good
up. I didn't know that was
5-second
coming.
pause.
Yeah, back that up and start again. I want to hear the pause.
Till the very end. So the thing I appreciate the most are the people. They've been... This is just such a... I tell people... you got to hear this because...
Can't make this up.
I took umbrage with it. In my first race, people called me the Latino candidate for mayor, and I took umbrage with that, and I fought all the way to the publisher, and they changed it finally. The guy said, "Hey, what do you? I was born here. I was raised here. My grandpa got here 100 years ago." I said, "Now, nobody talks about it. Half the people like you, half the people don't. But nobody mentions it in this town. I love that. I knew that would happen. I believe in the goodness of people and the fairness of the people of LA, and I knew that over time maybe they like you, maybe they don't, but it's not relevant to anybody. So I'm very appreciative to, what?
Another one.
To the way people have been.
That's like a guy on a bus bench or on a bar stool. What the hell was that? He cannot come up with stuff on the fly. That 2-minute clip is proof. Those pauses in there are they're all time.
But that's ordinary conversation.
But he has no idea sometimes in the middle of a personal thought. It's tough maybe when you're talking about detailed policy to come up with what's next in your list of priorities. But when someone's just asking you to talk off the top of your head as your time as mayor, you shouldn't have those kind of pauses. They're bizarre.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think he damaged his brain.
Well, we got more. And we will play you more. Coming up next, Joe Kwan's, whatever this is, conversation with Tony Villar. She fucked it.
Apparently got Villar out of bed very early.
Yeah, and the next one will be, who did you vote for? Will be in there among the questions. Coming up.